Hey guys, it's Pixel Proto. By the way, please like and subscribe. My last video got like 300 views, but only like 30 of those people actually subscribed, so please don't forget to hit subscribe and smash that like button or whatever the more famous people say to gain followers. You get my point, but seriously, please subscribe. Anyway, sorry I took so long to make another video. I decided that making animations took way too long to do and it really tired me out. So I'm going to start drawing stuff on video while sharing stories with you guys instead. Right now I'm drawing my character Pixel. She's a protogen, as you can probably tell. She's also one of the main characters in my webcomic. Yes, you heard me right. I have a webcomic now. It's called Short Circuit, and it's about a trio of protogens and a talking raccoon who are all thieves. Pretty much the plot of the story. One sec, gotta clear my throat. Sorry. As I was saying, pretty much the plot of the story is that the protogens Pixel, Digit, and Circuit meet this tech-savvy raccoon dude, and he inspires them to become master thieves and joins their team, which they call the Digital Criminals. Everything's going great for the team until at some point Circuit cracks his visor and it glitches, transporting the whole team to a world full of a species of dragon called Nyathans, who are also able to use magic. There's a lot more to my webcomic than that, but you probably get the idea. Also, I actually have an entire website dedicated solely to Nyathans, but I'll only make it public when I'm done setting it up and get far enough in my webcomic. Short Circuit is published to Tapas, and I recently put it on Webtoon as well. And my method is to build up a reserve of at least 5 pages, then post one every week, all while making new pages. That way, if I ever skip a week by accident, get behind schedule, or have some kind of emergency, I can still post on a weekly basis without having to announce a hiatus. Disclaimer, there will be hiatuses, just not that often. But they will happen. Don't say I didn't tell you this. But anyway, on with the video. Today I'll be sharing some stories about my time at my old school. First up on the list, the Max Heist. Pretty much I had 3 really close friends who we'll be calling Candy, Savannah, and Sandy. They were all really into a book series called Maximum Ride. It was all they would ever talk about, and eventually I snapped and I read the first book, and I loved it. The main characters were a group of kids with wings led by a girl named Max, and the book is about the group of kids who called themselves the Flock, and the people who were hunting them, the evil Erasers, who were wolf shapeshifters. The Erasers' headquarters was called the School, and the scientists there who wanted to kill the Flock were called the Whitecoats. I got obsessed with the series and joined in the talk with my friends. I forgot how we came up with this, but we eventually came to the conclusion that all of our teachers are either Whitecoats or Erasers, and they are holding us kids as prisoners. They run tests on us, schoolwork, all day, and study us so they can torture us and run unholy scientific experiments on us. They release us at the end of the day so we'll stay oblivious. We are trained to come crawling back to the Erasers and Whitecoats because they've trained us to be helpless without them. Talking in our group about this theory went on for a few days until Savannah was absent from school one day. The first thing that Sandy, Candy, and I decided was that the evil Whitecoat teachers have Savannah locked up in a lab. They're going to run experiments on her. The 3 of us started freaking out until I finally said, I know, we should spy on the Whitecoats. So we started watching our teachers very closely. They started getting a bit suspicious of us after around day 2 or so, which conveniently was when Savannah returned to school. She told us that she had been sick. But no, we're dumb 6th grade brains decided the Whitecoats obviously brainwashed Savannah. We must find a way to defeat these evil teacher villains. So we thought about it for a few days until I finally pieced together the perfect plan. And so the Max Heist was created. I made up code names for everyone in my friend group, which we now were calling the Flock. Candy was Hawk Flyer, Savannah was Nudgewing, Sandy was Angel Halo, and I was Max Flocker. Pretty much the plan was that on Halloween, the only day when we were allowed to wear costumes to school, we'd all wear fake wings. The racers would get all angry because we were the Flock and they'd come after us. I would tell them that the others forced me into it and that I was actually on the Eraser's side. I planned to gain their trust by putting a wolf mask on. I would then take out a phone from somewhere and call Animal Control on the Erasers and then tell the Erasers that I called Animal Control on the Flock. Animal Control would come and get rid of all the Erasers, and then the Flock and I would defeat all the Whitecoats because they'd be defenseless without their Erasers. We expected Candy to bring in a bunch of hawks to attack the Whitecoats because she was the bird master or something, and then we'd light the school on fire because we went against the Whitecoats, and that would be our way of celebrating our victory. I know, that's very stupid of us, and that's just a bad idea. But anyway, how our stupid plan actually went. On the big day, Savannah's set of fake wings broke before she could bring them in because she used bad materials to make them. Candy and Sandy completely forgot to bring props and stuff, and nobody remembered to bring a phone to call Animal Control with. I was literally the only person prepared for the plan, and because of that, we were unable to carry it out. Looking back on it, the plan was a really stupid idea, considering fake wings made out of white string, red craft tape, and the silver bubble wrap stuff from frozen food packaging didn't look even remotely realistic. And my wolf mask, which also was made from the stupid bubble wrap stuff, looked like garbage. And how did I expect a single animal control unit to deal with a bunch of super strong wolf shapeshifter people? And even if all that beginning stuff somehow worked, how did I expect 4 11-year-olds to take on every single teacher in the school and win the fight? And to think that Candy's part was to bring in an army of hawks to fight, how do we expect her to tame a bunch of hawks in like a month? That's literally impossible. I bet she might have been able to tame one in that time if she tried super hard, but an entire army of hawks would be impossible. And where would she even get the hawks from? How would she catch them? I guess my 6th grade brain was just programmed to be stupid. And speaking of my 6th grade brain being stupid, that brings us to our next story. Around halfway through the school year, there was an event where the 3 6th grade students, the teams, there were 3 of them. So pretty much there's the tornadoes, the hurricanes, and the cyclones. So pretty much the 3 teams got to work together to duct tape one of our math teachers to the wall in the gym. Don't ask. Anyway, the gym was really cramped because everyone in the 6th grade was in the gym, and because of this, all the seats next to my friends were taken. So I had to sit somewhere else next to someone I didn't know. My team, which was the Tornadoes team, was getting called last. I was getting bored after around half an hour, and I noticed that the girl sitting next to me on my right had a little cane-shaped thing, and I noticed that it was full of what looked like M&Ms. Because I had a sweet tooth, I still do, I asked the girl about it in the most subtle way I could. "What's that cane thingy?" She responded with, "It's candy. Do you want some?" "Why not?" I said, and I received around 3 pieces of candy, which I confirmed actually were M&Ms. We started chatting with the girl, who I'll be calling Katie, and Katie told me that there was this kid, Andrew, also a very common name, so that's not really anything. So pretty much Andrew was bullying Katie during recess, and Katie told me that she would pay me in Tic Tac candies to chase Andrew during recess. Because of my sweet tooth, I agreed almost immediately, and with that, we became friends. I chased Andrew during recess for about a week before I decided there must be more to life than my looping routine of wake up, eat breakfast, go to school, learn, have lunch, chase Andrew, get candy, learn more, go home, do homework, eat dinner, sleep, repeat. So I told Katie about my favorite show, Amphibia. Amphibia follows the journey of a kid named Anne and her 2 friends, Sasha and Marcy, who are all transported to a world of talking frog people because of some magic thing called the Calamity Box. All 3 of the kids also gain color-coded magic powers. Anne's power is blue, Sasha's power is pink, and Marcy's power is green. Somehow Katie finished watching the entire series in 2 days, and a few months ago I calculated it, and there's more than 24 hours worth of content in the show. How the hell did Katie watch all of it so fast? Did she watch it all day with no breaks and then pull an all-nighter and watch it all night? What the heck? How did she even do that? It should have been impossible. Anyway, I'd learned how to use Photoshop about a month before Katie watched Amphibia, and I decided to use it as a joke. I took a selfie and used Photoshop on it to make it look like I was turning it to Sasha. I attached the photoshopped image to a panicked email to Katie, and it soon turned into an email chain of around 5 or 6 messages. Unfortunately, I cannot do a dramatic rereading of the emails because my old account was banned after I left my old school district, so I no longer have access to the email chain. Anyway, Katie somehow believed that all of it was real. For extra effect, I convinced her that I was a shapeshifter and that I needed to keep part of me and morph at all times, or else my powers would go haywire and completely transform me. And because of that, I decided to wear a freaking cloak to school and bring in a pencil that I had modified into a DIY sword. Nobody flagged me on the first day. On the second day that I wore the cloak to school, I was sent to the principal's office and got my stuff confiscated because I was breaking the dress code or something stupid like that. Since I no longer had access to the physical items, I started to panic because I thought Katie would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're not a morph, you lied to me, you lying liar," and I didn't want that. So you know what I did? I roleplayed Sasha for the rest of the day, around everyone, even when Katie wasn't in the class, just for extra safety so nobody could tell Katie that I wasn't acting strange during the other classes. When I got home, I emailed Katie to say, "Sorry for how I was acting at school. Something really, really bad happened." I had no other choice but to make the fake transformation even more urgent. And so I said, "The morph is getting harder to control now. It messed up my personality at school today. I feel like I'm slipping away and Sasha is starting to control me more and more. Blah, blah, blah." There was like an entire essay's worth of stuff. Like, what the heck passed me? So anyway, I brought in more DIY Sasha gear. I brought in a paper pauldron, another DIY sword, and several other things. I fortunately didn't get dress code flagged for the new items, so I brought them literally everywhere. Everything was going great until one day I decided to take it up a notch. I took a picture of Katie from my files and photoshopped it to make it look like she was turning into Marcy. And Katie started losing her mind. It was pretty much more fun now until lunchtime one day when my fortune cookie said Calamity is the touchstone of a great mind. Calamity, the Calamity Box from Amphibia. Touchstone, the magic stones in the Calamity Box. Great mind. Marcy's power centered around intelligence. And I started freaking out. Then I said, "This prank has gone too far. It has leaked into reality. The prank is real now. Ah, we're gonna die." Cue mental breakdown. So Katie and I were terrified now. Katie revealed to me that she had known it was a prank for the past week or so, but agreed that it had become real at this point. I started having having weird dreams relating to it, one of which was something detailing Sasha shoving me off a cliff. Katie told me similar things were happening for her, and we decided that we had to tell our closest friend's son, a preferred name, so I'm not revealing anything. So we told him. I forget exactly what we told him, but I remember it was something along the lines of, "Sons, Katie and I have a problem. Recently, we've been transforming our N-Star Will into the main characters of Amphibia. I've been turning into Sasha, and Katie has been turning into Marcy. That leaves you, the missing character. We've reasoned that you must be linked to Anne as the third member of our friend group. Hey, on the bright side, you get superpowers now." And you know how Sons responded to me? "Hey, are you feeling okay? I think you might be delusional. Go to the nurse right now and don't talk to me until you are feeling better." And he attached an image of a dragon on the phone saying, "Are you okay? Do you have a headache? Go to the nurse." But I refused to go to the nurse because I had a dream the night before of going to the nurse about my issue and fully transforming into Sasha when I did. So I avoided the nurse for a long time. And a lot of other things relating to this happened. And an email chain of 108 emails was created. And another chain of 100 or so emails was created soon after. And more Photoshop was involved. And a cure was found almost a month later. That was basically something having to do with some kind of role-play game. I think it was D&D or something. And I got into a fight with Katie soon after, and we stopped being friends for a week or so, only communicating with each other to say things like, "I'm sorry for being a horrible friend," or "It was always my fault." And eventually we made up with each other when we both came to the conclusion that both of us were in the wrong and that we both shared 50% of the blame. And it was okay again for a little while, that is. Anyway, more on that part later. But now, thanks for watching. I know I only shared 2 stories this time, but I have many more, which I'll share with you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. And once again, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.